And hello, everyone. Welcome to Heart Center Tarot. As always, my name is Marina, and I will be your guide for this portion of the journey. And please help me welcome back the wonderful and amazing Blaine, Blaine Patrick Smith Tarot, and BlainePatrickSmith.com.
Yes, thank
And
you for
all
having me. It's always so good to be here. I was sorry. I got a little deer in the headlights because I love watching your intro. It's so pretty and so well done. So
thank you.
even though I knew it was coming, it caught me unawares to see the live stream, to see my face instead of that. So
no. I'm so happy with it, and I'm forever grateful to Andrew Giorgio for putting it together for me. He did an amazing job, and every single time that I hear it, that I see it, it makes me feel just as fabulous as it did before.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's wonderful.
There you go. Yes. So what's happening with you? What are you up to? What are you?
Well, I realized, as we were talking a little bit before the live went, about how the holidays are suddenly here, and and it occurred to me, I was like, oh boy, New Year's is weeks away. So I have spent a good chunk of this morning and this weekend kind of finishing off like how creating a New Year's Eve spread or a New Year's spread. And so I've been playing a lot with the shape of it and doing a little content around videos around like that. The way I read shape in a larger spread, it absolutely affects the meaning, the nuance. And so putting some of those finishing touches on that to be able to put that out there. I've got a newsletter coming out later this week, as well as that solstice is Sunday. So doing a smaller read for that. And again, similar, like, how do I want to tell this story to move into the next 6 months? I love, this time of year we all get a little, and particularly you're a little further north than I am, these short days.
Yes.
Great for really makes you feel the season, but there's a reason why we Western religious cultures have put our winter festivals and our rebirth ceremonies right around that shortest day of the year, so that we can all have a little bit of hope as the daylight grows. So
yes, exactly.
Yes. How is your year finishing off, I wonder?
Actually, it is finishing off beautifully. I have been blessed in so many ways this year, particularly the last 2-3 months, that as of this morning, I am over 20,000 subscribers.
Oh, that's incredible. Incredible. Congratulations.
Thank you. I am thrilled. And very fortunate in the subscribers that are signing up, the members. And yes, I'm doing something absolutely fabulous. I think fabulous anyway for the members on the channel going into January. So for those of you that are members, if you haven't gone in to and listened to the video for members, you might want to do that. I'm just saying. Just saying. So
gentle nudge, a little gentle elbow to say,
elbows up. Okay. So
that's wonderful. Congratulations. That's a nice mile marker right there.
It is. And I am thrilled. So that is something that I'm just waiting for even bigger and better things in 2026. It feels really good. It feels like there's some wonderful things that are coming. We just have to get over the hump.
Yes, it is feeling like a bit of a hump, but we have to. Like, quite honestly, there's no other way around it. So and unfortunately, sometimes we have to go through the rough periods to really be able to appreciate it when it is not rough.
Exactly, and that's unfortunately that's when some of our most profound lessons lie in adversity and dealing with things that are unpleasant, right?
Exactly.
So, and so very quickly, just going to say hello to some of you that are here. Thank you for joining us, by the way. I've got Jackie Jan, Edward Kenneth,
Mhm.
Tapioca Thievery. Hello, Han. Did I say Edward Kenneth? Yes. Viviani
Good. Yes, yes,
Heller.
yes.
Philip Ehrman. Come on, come on, come on. I'm scrolling up as quick as I can. Brandon 3T. Sarah NE5. Uh,
Mhm.
J. Oh, Jane. I'm going J and E. Jane. Janice Outdated. Picking Duck. Thank you. Carrie G.
Yep.
Lois.
Hello.
Lois. Welcome. And for those of you that are joining us here from Blaine's channel, welcome. Welcome.
Yes, thank you. Yes, yes. Well, come on over, my people. Make yourselves
Yeah,
at home.
exactly.
I love, I
Exactly.
love, I love seeing the notes back and forth to each other on the channel. That's great.
Yes.
Always makes me feel good.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. So we will do some readings for you guys, and here's the way that it works. If you want to get in for a chance to win a quick reading, you type in #dragon in the comment section. And if the fickle finger of fate picks you, then that's when I'd like you to put your question in. Do it as quickly as you can. I think I'm going to give people 3 warnings. Like, right? I
Right?
call
Yeah.
on you 3 times. After the
Yeah.
3rd time,
Exactly.
we'll just move
Yes.
on to someone else, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's that, and I'm asking you guys if you have already received a reading from someone in the last 48 hours, let someone else have a chance,
Mm.
right? Because yeah, sometimes it's people yeah, people can sometimes get a reading every single day, and that's not always a good idea,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
And I always like to, all of our readings is take just because it's for someone else asking around a specific question. There are things out there that we are all picking up on and that we all
Yes.
need to see. And so maybe it's not your specific question today, but take what you can from it.
Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. And Sarah, NE5, you forgot the N at the end of dragon. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Viviani, thank you very much. He says, if I'm
Oh,
randomly chosen
well,
for
good
a
to see
reading.
you, Viviani.
Yes, very much. And same thing. Um, if my name pops up, and it will, because I have to set it all up, right? Yeah, no, I'll be moving on. I won't be doing that.
Yes,
Yeah.
retired preschool teacher. Yes, sharing is caring, even at any age. So we
Yes.
appreciate that. Yes.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. So I'll show you how that the fickle finger of fate works. And are we ready? Let's get started.
Good.
Yay! Okay, so I'll be picking 3 people at a time. So if, as I say, if your name is picked, type your question in right away and put it in all caps if you can, so that I can see it. And let's get going. All right. So first one on the list is going to be and da da Kit Zinn.
Then
Okay. Get your question in, Kit. And then we have.
I forgot to do my sound effect.
You forgot to do the sound effects. Yes. Oh yeah, her. Okay. No.
Wait a minute, this
Oh,
feels rigged. So what is
yeah.
going on there?
Yes. Yeah. Let's go on to someone else. But at least now I'm out of it. This is great.
Mhm.
Okay. And Viviani Heller. Viviani says give it to someone else. Okay. Thank you, Viviani.
It's all right. We're testing the system and it's working great.
Yes, yes. It
It
works.
truly is it truly is random.
Yes, yeah. And we've
Oh,
got Jane
Jane.
McKessie. Excellent. And after Jane, we have, I love some of those avatars. They're fabulous.
Oh, they are. They're beautiful.
Oh, Carrie G.
Oh, Carrie G. It's funny. I look at these screen names without capitalization, and I'm wondering, like, where I need the capital letters to, like, is that car,
Yes.
or Jane? I was like, oh, is that J? That's just me. That's just my eyes reading names, right there.
I know.
No.
I get it.
Yep.
Okay. So we've got Kit has got hers in. And Jane says, all right. So Carrie G.
All right, Carrie G's.
Going once. Carrie G. Okay, gotcha. Excellent. Let's get rid of that. And we'll start with Kit. And Kit says, sorry, I didn't capitalize. That's okay. Guidance for the new year.
Yeah. All right, kids. 2026. Okay, here's one of those that, always looks worse than it is. And actually, it's one of the nicest ones. This one's a little muddled, but it's death. So anytime we see death in the tarot, it is a new chapter. I mean, what a perfect sort of way to start a new year in closing out, moving on from this year. And it is a positive omen for change. So something big is coming, and sometimes we have to welcome it, which is not to say that big change and big transformations don't cause a ripple in our emotional, mental, physical worlds at times. No transition is easy, but it's an invitation to let something go that is no longer serving you, that's perhaps completed and you can walk away from, but all about new chapters, and a big one too. The major arcana, big spiritual messages. What do you see, Marina? I'm going to pull another one here.
Yes. Okay. Well, what I get for you is luck is on your side.
Oh, I love it.
So yeah, good things are coming for you in 2026. I also get brain fog and confusion, and I think that I'm going to read this as it's like an end to the brain fog and confusion, that things are starting to clear up. Okay. I also because the hashtag to get in for a reading is dragon, I also decided to pull from the Dragon Oracle deck, and I got the Earth and Fire Dragon.
Ooh.
Yeah, and the message on this one, oh, and it's a little hard to see, so I'm going to have to throw my glasses on. You're nice and bright. Okay.
I know. I was talking about the fickle beam of sunlight that suddenly hit me here.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. Perfect. So this is the fourth dimension Earth and Fire Dragon, and works with you to clear the fifth dimension ley lines. Humbly invoke these dragons and have a sense of the power of grounding with the brown earth. Bring the Christ light down through you so that they can be distributed where they are most needed. So I think you're going to be doing a lot of spiritual work over the next little while, but that I think is absolutely fabulous. So good for you. Good for you.
And then my follow-up, new life. So lots of big messages, and part of this one is to embrace the changes. Again, that change that comes with death and rebirth, and to embrace it with this sort of childlike wonder, to have a sense of curiosity, to be excited about it. Some changes we are forced to have, and some changes come whether we want them or not. But how we greet the change has an absolute factor on how we transform. So yes, a new 2026 will hopefully be a new thing for you, whatever it is. And so greet it with that sort of childlike optimism around this new way.
Yes.
But it feels good.
Yo, that is fabulous, Kit. I hope that resonated with you.
Yeah.
Hello, Michelle Marie of Astrological Tarot. Hola, mi amiga. ¿Cómo estás? She is in Mexico.
Oh.
Yes, yeah. She and her hubby moved to Mexico about a year ago,
Oh yeah.
and
Wonderful.
yeah, doing so much better. Okay,
Yeah.
and then Jane says, "Just pull the cards and what you see for me." All righty,
Oh,
Jane.
all right. So,
Absolutely. Uh,
hmm. Okay, so this one feels like Four of Swords. Let's see. The Four of Swords is often around sometimes the meditation card. It's the take a break if you can, a mental break. Again, swords is the suit of air. It's our mental realm, our intellectual energy, how we communicate. Um, I feel this sort of around the holidays of like whatever worries, whatever cares, whatever's been on your mind lately, take a break. Give yourself a pause. It's okay to put those swords down and take a little breather from time to time. You can always pick up those swords of thought and worry, perhaps, and planning and communication. But we all need to take a little rest from time to
mhm.
time because we'll burn ourselves out otherwise. So please, this feels like it's around the holiday, just because it is around the holidays, the sort of, we are just talking with new life, death, and all of that. So just, if you can enjoy yourself, um, I don't know, Marina, what do you
Yes,
see?
yeah.
Do
And
another
I,
one.
I get the Knight of Swords.
Oh,
And
yes.
yeah, the Knight of Swords followed by the Eight of Cups. And I think
Mhm.
that goes along exactly with what you were saying is you don't always have to fight the battle. Sometimes you can choose not to. You can just choose to sit back and say, nah, not going to get in on this one, right? So, and particularly, yes, around the holidays where there's a lot of heightened emotion and all that kind of stuff, you can just say, you know what, I'm going to pick and choose where it is that I want to put my energy. And if you're thinking that there might be opportunities for you to let go of some things, let go of them, right? Don't forget, 2025 is a 9 year. That's when endings happen.
Right.
That's when
Right.
we review things and say, okay, no, next year, a number 1 year, I'm doing things differently. I'm going to try different things. So I also got the fire and water dragon, and this is it call on fire and water dragons whenever you face big changes,
Mm.
decisions, or challenges. So as you're going into the new year, don't forget, call on those dragons and call on your guides and your angels and say, okay, you know what, I need some guidance in this situation. I need some answers, and then be willing to be quiet
Yeah.
and allow the answers to come in, and believe that when they do come in, that they are meant for you. It's not your imagination. Okay.
My follow-up, jealousy. There's that evil eye. So sometimes jealousy is compare and despair. So I feel like these two and what Marina was saying, it's just give yourself a break. And particularly as I'm seeing this is maybe around the holidays, when we're put together with our family and friends, or when we see maybe the gifts, let's say like the gifts that we wish we would have gotten, or the gifts we wish we would have given, or the reaction, or why did this person like this dish at dinner and they didn't like the thing that I spent all day on. It is a reminder to just let it go if you can. Don't get sucked into, and it doesn't have to be your jealousy, but don't get sucked
Yes.
into someone else's ill feelings and jealousy. And if you need to put up that protector against the evil eye of others, to just remind you that you can put those, again, that's a battle. Like you don't need to be going to battle right now, feels
Yes.
like.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. It's think of it this way. It's like, remember the well, I, in my high school days when they used to have we'd have the dances and so on. Just because you're asked to dance doesn't mean that you're obligated to. You can say, "Oh,
Right.
thank you. I'm sitting this
Right.
one out.
Yeah.
Maybe next
Yeah.
time." Yeah, so you can do
Yeah.
that.
It takes two to tango. And
Yeah.
so you don't have to tango if somebody wants to come at you with it, with a beef,
Exactly.
as the kids say, with a beef. You don't have to.
No,
So
no.
mind your energetic barriers, and if you need to walk away from it, the rest card of it. But
Totally.
yeah,
Totally. There you
100%.
go, Jane. I hope that that resonated with you. Okay. And Carrie G would like to know, how will
Right.
2026 be for me? Okay.
All right.
Carrie
Okay, so the Hierophant. Again, another big message card. So this is around knowledge and old knowledge, old systems. So sometimes this is the teacher card. So will you be spending your 2026? Are you looking to learn more? And can you find a teacher? Possibly, usually it hints at sort of an older presence who can pass knowledge down, earlier knowledge. It's about the path, sometimes pictured as the Pope, let's say. So this idea of this deep spiritual tradition, but that it's about learning and giving and teaching. And so perhaps this is you teaching someone something, or perhaps this is you will seek out a teacher. But there's definitely going to be an exchange of knowledge and an exchange of deeper spiritual, deeper wisdom that's going to happen. So this, in going into 2026, it might be a good, some years are about action and like, I'm going to do this and I'm going to build my business, or I'm going to really work on my relationships, or I'm going to get out into nature more. And then there are some years that we just need to be told it's okay if you want to rest up, study, learn, and take it easy. Like learning, the quest for knowledge is an action that sometimes we feel like we sometimes ignore the importance of being able to sit and learn, or being receptive to some deeper knowledge that might be available to you.
There you
What do
go.
you, what do you
Wow.
get?
Well, I start off with tension escalates. And that could be because as we're getting to the end of the year, a lot of times we reviewed the year, what worked, what didn't work, and so on. And we all put a lot of pressure on ourselves in terms of, well, so what did I accomplish this year? Well, nothing. Nothing. I'm in the same place that I was this time last year. So don't be too hard on yourself in terms of what you think you accomplished versus what you actually accomplished. And usually, we tend to think that we're being a little selfish if we want to praise ourselves for the things that we have done. I then go to luck is on your side. So 2026 is going to be really beneficial for you, because the things that you can see as kind of tensions this year, you're going to be able to turn them around into something positive. So that is something to look forward to. And then I got the 10 of Pentacles, which is,
Ooh.
everything works out great. Everything is happy. This is, financial success, good health. The Pentacles are about, health, money, values, all that kind of good stuff. So all in all, luck is on your side and things are going to work out.
And then I get protection as my follow-up. So to echo what Marina is saying, that you have, things are behind you. You have what you need to do. And hopefully it will lead to that 10 of coins energy, which is, again, like the things that the effort and the labor that you've put into, it comes back to you. You reap the rewards of your work and your position, and it builds something similar to what I was talking about with the Hierophant. In as far as knowledge, it builds something that is generational, that is being able to provide safety and security, not just for you, but for those in your community. So hopefully all of that is going to resonate, and then we want you to have just the best 2026.
Absolutely. There you go, Perry. And if this kind of resonates with anyone else, take it. By all means, take it. Just because your name isn't associated with it, if it resonates, it's meant for you.
Yes.
Yeah.
And sometimes we don't ask the right questions for ourselves. It takes someone else to ask the question that we need the answer for in that moment.
Exactly. Perfect. All right.
Mhm.
Okay. Let's get three more. Three more.
Favorite.
Okay. And we have in the next set, the first one is Sarah.
Love it. Thank you all for joining us.
Yes, absolutely. And after Sarah, we have da, 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 tapioca.
Thievery.
All right, Karen, get your question in. and then we have da, 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 da.
And
All right, you guys,
right.
get your questions in. And
There's tapioca thievery.
gotcha. Okay. And
There's that fickle
you're
beam
welcome,
of
Terry
sun
G.
again.
Sorry.
Oh, that fickle beam of sun keeps finding me.
Oh, okay. We got Philip.
All
And
right. Oh, yeah.
so Sarah and E going once.
Sarah, are you with us?
Yeah. Going twice. Yeah. Sarah.
Oh, tapioca thievery. Look at the
Yes,
skin.
recharging. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, nothing from Sarah and E. So we'll
Sarah.
go. Sorry, we'll go to someone else, and that is
Tapioca, I am a gay man in my mid to late 40s. Sunlight doesn't recharge me. Soft lighting, like a nice, like a good reading lamp. That's the one.
yes.
I do appreciate that.
And
Certainly in the Pacific Northwest, we don't complain about the sun when we get it.
yes, Brandon 3T, get your question in.
I'm gonna just
Brandon, okay. Brandon, get your question in. Thank you for letting me know you're here.
All right.
And, okay. Gotcha. All right. Oops. Did I star that? Why is it not letting me? Oh. There we go. I think I figured it out. Okay. So, Karen, tapioca, what will my finances look like in 2026?
All right.
Okay. We'll go to tarot for that.
So I don't know if I can answer that one for you with this one, but I can tell you perhaps the approach you should take around it, in that this is our Queen of Cups. And the Queen of Cups is our, one of the most nurturing, emotionally intelligent cards in the deck. And so what I'm seeing is, because you're asking this question, I suspect this is going to be, as we all feel concerned around our finances. And so to encourage you to understand that, even as we look at her, she's in the water. She's got her head well above water. So hopefully that feels good. But to notice that she is standing in this deep water and that the waves are going to come and go. And the Queen of Cups, she doesn't worry about the height of the waves necessarily, unless it gets obviously too high, because she has the emotional wherewithal and the nurturing. So I would say that if you're feeling a lot of anxiety around finances in the upcoming year, to just lean into your inner Queen of Cups and know that the waves will come and go. You will be all right. You will keep your head above water. and to give yourself also just the nurturing compassion around feeling it's okay to feel worried. It's okay to want more. It's okay to appreciate what you have, just the emotional intelligence involved in that, and to just give yourself some grace and some inner loving tenderness toward yourself around this question. And it may feel like you are swimming in deep waters, but your head is well above water here. I don't know. What do you say, Marina?
Yeah. Well, I start off with the Four of Wands, which is, good celebration.
Yeah,
It's
home. Yep.
family time.
Mhm.
Everything is going really well. And then I get the Death card. Ooh, not the Death card.
Oh
This,
no.
yeah,
Oh no.
yes, it's
Yeah.
the Death card. It's this I'm seeing as it is. Concentrate on the celebration, concentrate on the things that are going well, and recognize that there might be some things that are going to come to an end, and it's a necessary end. And at the end of it, what happens after you go through that, and whether that's a change in perspective, a change in job, a change in location, whatever that is, you can put that away as part of the 9 year and look forward to the this is rest and relaxation. So I think that things are definitely going to work out. How are things going to be financially? I think that you're probably maybe you're in a good position. Concentrate on the good position you're in. Don't look for the ways that it might hit you in a bad way, because even if it does, even if something comes up that is unexpected, it's not the end. It's just a little bump on the road. Like, oh,
Yeah.
it's a little hiccup,
Yeah.
right? And it's funny when you were talking about um, the waves, and yeah, being in deep water. If you fight against it, then you're going to struggle. But if you
Right.
just stay on top and ride the wave, right? It's going to take you up, it's going to take you down. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
My follow-up was power. So finances are tough because we can feel like we don't have power.
Yes.
Our financial life is one place where it is hard for us to feel we have complete power over. Sometimes we feel powerless in regards to this. And so I want this to just be a reminder that you are in control. You do have the power here. And sometimes it's just how, as Marina was talking, like where you choose to ride the wave from, because it is everything in life is waves and cycles. I mean, death is a great reminder of that, closing out of one chapter to begin another one. We are moving out of a 9 year into a 1 year. It's also a 10 year. So it is that sort of is that alpha omega, like back to the beginning. And as I always like to say, one of my favorite ideas and images is that we feel like sometimes we're in this cycle and it's just this circle, but we don't, so sometimes it always feels like we're at the bottom of the circle. We can never get to the top of the wave. But if we look at that same circle as it moves through time, it's a corkscrew. And so we sometimes get so connected to the idea of being in a cycle that we're just back in a place. And just because things spiral around and look similar doesn't mean that they haven't changed, that we haven't grown, that we haven't appreciated the power we have over our situation. We can't always control
Yes.
all of the things, but we do have the power over how we receive them, how we work beyond them, how we move on from them, how we react to them. Can't always control how we feel. Again, the emotional water, the waves are going to crash. We cannot control emotions, but we can control how we respond to them, how we either try to fight the tide of our emotions, or how we ride with the tide.
Exactly.
Like if you stood in a river, you could never stop the river flowing, and you could try to hold back but if you just float with the river, it's going to take you where it needs to take you. And
Yes.
it's a little scary at times because we don't know, but water will flow wherever. So let it go.
Exactly. It finds its own path.
And trust in your own power over the situation.
Yeah.
But then of course, I think
Sorry.
we both hope that you have the easy financial year, and like
totally. Yeah. And she says we can harness power from ocean waves too.
Exactly.
Totally. I love it.
Yeah.
I love
Like a
it.
surfer. The surfer is just riding, taking the power of the ocean into their own hands
Yes,
and moving with it. So
exactly.
yes,
Exactly. All right, Karen. I hope that that is helpful. And okay, Philip says, we got invaded by rats. Oh no, how do I reconcile killing living things? It's abhorrent to me. Oh, well,
I appreciate that, Philip. I am a longtime animal lover, but I'm also a longtime resident of New York City, and I don't want to negate. I mean, we're going to pull your cards, but let me just say, as a sweet tender soul that cries when he sees people crying on television or movies, um, the rats that you need to take care of in your home, you will not. The species will not go extinct.
yes.
Rats have their own environments, and that doesn't need to be your environment. And this is not a question of symbiotic benefit from each other. One of them will be living off of
Yes.
you and your environment and potentially causing problems to your environment. It's, you know, I hope I don't pull like the kill 'em all card, but
Yeah.
let's just see. Let's just see what the deck says. Okay, well, Three of Wands, and the Three of Wands is about a little bit of wanderlust. Um, Also, we can see this little froggy is fishing here. Um, so you have to, yeah, you have to do what's right. Follow what's right here. Follow the fire. Again, this isn't about, although interestingly enough, it's pictures this frog with this little eddy of water. So we were just talking about the water in the cards. This is a fire card with water apparent. So you have to follow the fire. And fire in this instance is protecting your home and protecting all the people that live in your home, all of the people and the cherished pets if you have them. And that's not that it's not going to cause deep water. It's not going to feel like a swirl. Um, and we see that you are a tender heart, not wanting to, but those rats were not invited in. And what would you do with someone who crashed a holiday party you didn't invite them to? They don't belong there, and so you need to get rid of them because they're ruining the party for everyone else. And I totally see that that is a hard thing to do, but they will, as a species, survive. They just it's it's their fault that they picked the wrong environment to live in.
Yes.
I know that sounds harsh. I don't know, Marina, are you finding a more sensitive version of that? I hope.
Well, I I think that you I start with the Four of Pentacles. There, it's I understand wanting to hold on to your beliefs, to things that
Yes.
are, um, the idea of killing an animal is abhorrent to you because that is part of who you are. If if you had said we've been invaded by kittens,
Right.
right, that's there would be different solutions and different feelings. So I do agree with Blaine that these are uninvited guests that need to be removed, but you're not harming the species as a whole. So if that means, maybe trapping them in a humane way and then releasing them somewhere else. But
Far,
remember,
far away. They will
far
hone
away,
in back.
yeah,
No.
yes, yeah. And then, what you're doing at that point is you're just moving the problem from your house to somebody else's house, right? Because they will continue to they won't go extinct, put it that way. And then got the Queen of Wands, and that is that the Queen of Wands allows herself to think outside the box. She finds creative ways to do things, but she also knows what needs to be done, and
Right.
that doing this action doesn't define who you are. You're simply doing an action so that to keep yourself and your environment safe. You're not you're not an animal killer, if you know what I mean. Okay.
Right.
So yeah, I think that's a little different. Um, and then I pulled the aquamarine dragon from Neptune, and the message here is your aquamarine dragons from Neptune are water dragons. So here we go again with the water. They will float around you, surrounding you with their aquamarine energy and awakening your psychic abilities. Connect with them often. For each time you do so, they will light up more of the keys and codes for you um, to shine your true essence. So I think this dragon going with the Queen of Wands, think allow yourself to think outside the box, and I think that's where the solution will come from.
Well, as you just said, Marina, that I mean, in the not nice version of the aquamarine dragon is they will swarm and surround you. And so again, the Queen of Wands, similar to the Three of Wands, again, cards of action. And then so as a follow-up, I pulled this, which is Lucky, which I was like, this is so boy, how am I gonna? And I pulled it as Marina was talking about trapping them. So if we look at both the shape,
Yes.
the horseshoe, part of its symbolism is that we hang it upside down so that we catch all the things. So that's part of it. But also if you think of the horseshoe itself, it is you think the act of a horseshoe, it feels like it is altering a natural creature, but it is altering a natural creature to make it work in an environment. And I know there's a lot of controversy around what's the best way to do, and is that really good for the horse? And I used to live in New York City, and the controversy around the horses pulling carriages on the city streets is awful, and we don't need to do that anymore. But there is an idea that natural animals can live in harmony with human beings, but rats are not them, and they will swarm around you, and they're not. I mean, I hate to put it this way, but they're not giving your living, how you live. They're not putting that into consideration.
Yeah.
There's nothing, like there is just it is, as the wand energy keeps coming up, it's something that needs to be taken care of, unfortunately. And it's something that needs to, because it's fire energy, it's not, we didn't see coin energy, which tends to indicate slow works and slow labor. Wand energy is fast action, so it's something that needs to be taken care of. Don't have to be cruel about it. There are compassionate ways around this, but these are going to be, they're not exactly, it's not kittens moving in, and even kittens might, like even kittens would be a lot. So yes, we're sorry to say, but you got to get rid of them. And we also see that you're tenderhearted around it, and I completely understand it.
Yes.
But you got to do it, unfortunately.
Yes.
Because it will bring chaos and disorder into your life, into your living creature. Give yourself the compassion that you are a living creature as well, and you are not meant to deal with rats in this way, in this environment.
Exactly. And you want to make sure that you're healthy, that your home is healthy, that people who come into your home are healthy. And
yeah,
but you got to do what you got to do.
I get it. It is a hard place to be in.
Yes, absolutely. I hope that works out for you. I really do. Gosh, that is just that is awful. Okay. And Brandon says, what does the universe need me to know about the next few weeks?
Oh, okay, Brandon.
Yeah. Okay. So going to the personal prediction.
Yeah, I love it. It's the King of Wands. So it's about leading through that fire energy, leading through creativity, through compassion, through your passions, leading through the intensity of your desires and your drives. And so I always like to, the court cards are sometimes, and if you've been with me before, you've maybe heard me say this analogy. The court cards are sometimes harder to interpret, but that they all have mastery over whatever that element is. And in this case, it's one, so it's fire. So it is our creative fire, our passions, um, our compassion, our charisma. And so, the page is the child energy. So it's like a little kid playing with a sparkler for the first time. Like, it's exciting. It doesn't know what to do with it. It's a little bit dangerous. And then the knight is about like questing energy and sending that energy out into the world. So the knight's a little bit more like a teenager shooting Roman candles at his friends. And then we get the queen, who is the master of the fire element. And it has that, she's the one telling the page, the little kid, what to do and what not to do with the sparkler. She's also, telling the teenager not to shoot his friends with this fire. She is also minding the home fires to be able to nurture, care for her environment. The king is about leading. So the king is like taking that torch through the woods at night to lead his family to safety, back to the cabin, back through a dark place. So in this next couple of weeks, and particularly as a lot of our reads have been around the closeout of this year, what can you do? How can you tap into your king of fire? What is motivating you? What is driving you? Are there creative projects or like passion projects that you have been putting off that you want to lean into trying? Because this is all about leading the way and leading the way for others. What are you seeing, Marina? What are you getting?
It's funny that you mentioned passion a couple times, and it will make sense here in a second. I got lost sleep and fatigue. So you might be feeling like you're putting in effort to things, and maybe you're not exactly seeing the result in terms of what it is that you're working on. And what's needed is renewed passion.
Oh yeah.
Finding something that is going to spark that little piece of ingenuity in you so that you can say, well, okay, yeah, I've been trying to figure out how I'm going to do this when I've been concentrating on the wrong side of it. I don't need to increase it by an inch. I need to decrease it by an inch. Oh my gosh, it all makes sense. So it's finding that that excitement, things to get excited about and look forward to. And then I got the Page of Swords. And the swords are all about the thinking, the mind, the getting excited about something that is going to be different. And the page can get out there, and they generally communicate the message of the king. That's their job, is to communicate what the message is. So maybe you can communicate to yourself that there is a different way to do things.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, be open to that. So what's going to be in the next few weeks? Be open to new possibilities. Be open to new ways of looking at things, and finding not necessarily what you should be doing, but what is going to make you happy, what is going to excite that passion.
Yeah. And then Brandon, I got to follow up the divine masculine. So again, it's echoing here our King of Wands. So in the next few weeks, really lean into divine masculine is going to be similar to the Emperor and the Tarot. There is a sense of control, of order from chaos, of leading, of protection, of all of the positive attributes of masculinity. I know we, in this day and age, we talk a lot about the toxic aspects of masculinity, but there are a lot of positives that we sometimes forget about because we're trying not to be, it is, I have nephews, so it's hard. Like, how do you train my nephews to be good men growing up in the society, in a society particularly that has been so patriarchal and so down on men lately, but to lean into the places where we can lead. So where can you lead in the coming weeks? Where can you show protective energy? Where can you show that kind of encouraging, nurturing energy, and really follow your fire? And again, I love the Page of Swords because it's also like the literal student. So it's someone new, someone young learning something new. So maybe that's around you both remembering that within yourself, but maybe it's the idea around mentorship. I think of like big brothers, big sisters, that sort of mentorship of an older person for a younger guy, giving them the guidance, leading, and then really leaning into the sort of protective, organizing, kind of masculine without being combative or dominant, or what are the good parts of it. So hopefully we can, that gets you through your holidays, and maybe that's around holidays. And I don't know why I'm feeling like holiday family stress and strife, because that is, I guess, a commonality. But maybe that is being that positive male figure in a family situation, and leading everyone else through potentially sticky or hot tempered, maybe we'll say, situations. So hopefully, that will resonate, and we want you to have the best rest of your close out 2025 in the best way that you can.
Absolutely. Yeah. And he says 100% makes sense for me. Absolutely. Perfect. Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you, Brandon, for confirming that.
Yes,
okay. Yes. And we've got time for 3 more.
Good.
Yay. So let's do 3 more. And
I said last week on Allie's stream, I wish I had little jingle bells at this time of year. I would do that for them.
Yes. Janice updated. Okay.
Janice updated. Oh, look at that little face on that icon.
I know.
Friendly.
Yes. All right. Janice, get your question in.
I mean, I say little friendly, potentially little friendly. I have a friend with a very tiny dog who's very adorable, who is a little monster.
Yes.
Many people have been lured in by her siren cuteness only to get nipped at. No.
Yes.
Artist 179.
Artist Liz. Get your question in. And last but not least, we have Suzanne Grigsby.
Well, there's another couple little friendly faces, potentially friendly faces.
Yes. All right, you guys, get your questions in. And real quick. So Janice updated, Artist Liz, and Suzanne Grigsby. And yes, I love the little dogs. And my one of my aunts used to work in a vet clinic.
Yes.
And she said little dogs will suck you in every time because they're cute and they're adorable, and they wiggle and they get get out, and you get close to them and they'll snap and they'll bite. Where a big dog is going to let you know right off the bat, back off, I'm not playing. Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got Janice updated and Artist Liz. Suzanne, I haven't seen anything, so we're just going to carry on and we'll just do Janice and Artist Liz. Okay, so for and this works out great. And Artist Liz says, anything about what to expect for the next year, for 2026? Okay.
So I've got 6 of Cups to start off with. And so the 6 of Cups is around, I wonder if you're going to feel the need to go down memory lane going into 2026. Remembering, this one's often around, remembering fond times, looking back on happy scenes in the past, often around the people that you shared those moments with, looking back fond memories of friends, on family. And so I'm wondering, and then again, it's Cups, so it is your emotional realm. And so looking back is a little bit of sense of inner child, caring for that inner child as well. So I'm wondering if your 2026, if there is, there's both the positive side of looking back and remembering things fondly, and there's also the other side of that coin is there any inner child work you're going to feel compelled to notice in next year. We all have to do a little bit inner child work as we get older, sometimes reparenting ourselves in the way that we should have. And so I'm wondering if just next year there's going to be an idea of looking, if something's going to happen that's going to make you want to look back on past situations, remembering the good, and then also maybe seeing them as an adult now, looking back on the child version of you and seeing if there's any room for reparenting, or just acknowledging that maybe something wasn't ideal way back when. I don't know, Marina, what are you saying? I'm going to pull another one.
Okay. Well, I start off with block out chaos. So that I know that we all have different things that happen in our lives. And sometimes we can't control the situation that happens. The only thing that we can control is our reaction to it. So you can choose to live in chaos, where it's like, yeah, one major life event after another, and who can survive all this and so on. Or you can choose not to do that and say, okay, these things are going to come up. There's nothing I can do about them. The only thing that I can do is decide, am I going to accept this graciously, or am I going to fight against it? And, am I going to be victimized by these different things that happen? And you can absolutely choose to say, no, I'm not going to do that. When you do that, you get reward for effort. So that the universe doesn't want to see you struggle and challenge. It wants to see you succeed. And sometimes, unfortunately, we have to get out of our own way to be able to do that, right? So then I thought, well, I'll do the dragon, and I got the green gold dragon from Cyrus. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful card. And I'm just going to read you the message here, because I think it kind of sums it all up. It says, drawing this card suggests you invite these luminous beings to swirl around you, touching your chakras with the sacred geometry of the universe. Then ask them to tune you in to any aspect of higher knowledge you can bring forward now. Sit quietly and allow this to happen. You may receive a download of information, or various keys and codes you carry in your soul might light up. If so, you will become a transmitter who broadcasts sacred knowledge through you. Sacred knowledge, though you may not be consciously aware of it. This is a very powerful dragon. So notice subtle changes in your thoughts and attitudes. Your dreams may reveal memories from your travels within this wonderful green gold. Travels with this wonderful green gold dragon from Cyrus. So I think that says, invite those dragons in, and then be ready to accept the reward for the effort. I think that's really good. I like that.
So then my follow-up was message. And this is, and I also want to, Artist 179, I'm noticing a couple of green hearts that you have put in the text responses. I just want you to notice it's the color on my monitor is not showing up as green as it's showing up in real life. But just to point out this, and again, we have this image of a butterfly or a moth, but there is, Marina kind of touched on it again, the idea of, we're talking about the past and moving on from it. And so here we have this image of a butterfly or a moth. Either one, there's transformation involved into, and I don't know if everyone knows, but the butterflies and the moths, they don't just, when they're caterpillars, they don't just go in a cocoon and then develop slowly into a butterfly from there. They actually get torn apart sort of atom by atom, and only a few organs are left intact. And they basically have to tear themselves apart and put themselves back together as a butterfly or a moth. And so with this image of looking back on the past, and obviously being in a place of emotional energy. I just want you to move into the 2026. Again, I'll point out that you keep using green, and yes, transformation and metamorphosis. And this is green, though it's not really showing up as green on the screen as I'm seeing it. But that's transformation and metamorphosis. They are sometimes they take a little longer, and sometimes they hurt. And but it feels like this next year is going to be about some transformation, some perhaps owning the past a little bit in a way to be able to move forward and take possession of your future. And I'm seeing some of the comments that you're putting in here. It sounds like it's resenating, and I love that I love the green came up before I pulled that card. And so, Artist 179, we really, like we're sending you all of the good energy, good vibes, good green transformational vibes for next year.
Exactly. Fabulous. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you, Liz. And then we've got Janice Outdated, and she said, what do my guides see most important for me to work towards next year?
Janice, most important.
Yes.
Okay, so I feel like King of Coins. So get your, if it is not already, get your financial houses in order and build. You look at this nice old George Costanza-esque figure here, seated in his nice kind of earthen box. Everything nice and neat. Things are orderly.
Yes.
The king is this sort of total mastery of coin energy, of earth energy. So how the things to focus on your actual labors, as I like to think of earth energy. We have fire as wands, fire energy, water energy is our emotional center, air energy is our mental energy, and then our earth energy, our coins, our pentacles, is how we take those three inner energies and make them tangible out in the world. So maybe that's our body, maybe that's our money, maybe that's what we do for a living. I mean, sometimes it's around spiritually aligned work, but this feels like you're going to be in a good place, but you got to be the king of your own coins. So get your house in order. Also, build more than just wealth. Sometimes the king, there is his shadow side is a little bit that he is too greedy around the coin. So make sure that the things that you are building, the things that you are valuing, both take care of your physical world and are abundant, but also aren't just, money for the sake of money. Build it so that you can do good. If money is important, if finances are important, get it so that you can have a stable home, so that you can give to others, take care of others, take care of yourself in the way that you deserve. But don't just billionaire class these days is money for the sake of money, and it is not sustainable. Then it cuts us off from the world. So I feel like definitely in this next year, your earth energy is going to be important. So how you work, what you're working toward, how you build your material environment. I don't know you, Marina. What are you seeing? I'm going to pull another one here as well.
Okay. Well, I get the changes coming. So this year, there's going to be things that you're going to be able to look at where it is that you have been placing your energy and make decisions on things that no longer serve you, things that, okay, this was important over the last number of years, it doesn't resonate anymore. I need to change that. It doesn't feel like that's what I should be concentrating on. And I think you're allowed to rest and relax, right? It's been a little bit of a challenging trip over the last little while, and it feels like with 10 of Wands, like you've been carrying a burden, and it's time to let it go. It's time to say, you know what, I've struggled enough. Worrying about it it's not going to change anything. So why don't I just go with what I know, go with what I have, stay the same. It's a status quo. Don't worry so much about what might happen. It might happen. It might not. The worry in it is what's going to make the whole experience that much more unpleasant just, you know, if you're going to imagine an outcome anyway, imagine a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
I also got air as a follow-up, which seems like I was like, why? So I just talked about all this earth energy, all of this, and then here comes air. Well, part of it is part of what happens with this king is he gets so fixated on his earth, on his coin, on his gold, that he gets entirely narrow-sighted. So air also is, again, it's around the mental realm, how you think, how you reason, how you see clearly, how you communicate. So don't forget that they're both, earth and air are related in that they complement each other, and if we focus too much on one, we lose track of the other. And the same thing, again, I'm a Taurus, so I'm a huge earth sign, and I sometimes have the most trouble understanding the air signs, like Aquarians. I love them. I've had so many of them in my life, and they make no damn sense to me. But that's because I get too focused. I'm so earthy in that. And so into this next year, keep the balance. Don't just get focused so much in here that you lose track of. And also just air to reminder of, like, take a breath. Yeah. You may be working hard towards this, but also sometimes take a breath. But it feels like it's going to be a good year for you.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. I hope that resonated with you, Janice. Okay, and then we've got Suzanne Rigsby, who says, I'm here. What does 2026 hold for me?
Right, Suzanne.
Okay. 2026.
Okay. 8 of Wands. So whatever's happening, it's happening fast. It's going to soar like an eagle here. Well, actually, no, it's a hawk. Whatever direction that you've been on, things are going to keep moving toward it, and they're going to push, and it's kind of going to fall in line quicker. And it may, sometimes this card, it definitely has the sense that things are moving faster than we're ready for. But there's momentum happening in fire. So I'm curious if this is around, is there a creative project? Is there something you're very passionate about that you've been working toward? Because it feels like it's going to work its way further toward the conclusion, towards an ending, and it may feel at times happening faster than you might want. It's going to really be sort of soaring, and eyes on the prize, eyes on the skies. What do you see, Marina?
Yeah, I see big news. So there's definitely change coming in 2026, and the big news is going to require you to spend a little bit of time in contemplation, okay? Because I also get proceed carefully, and caring for others. So you may have an opportunity to what I'm getting is you may be approached by either a family member or a very close friend that would be like a family member, with an offer. And my feeling is too, this would solve something that you're currently a little worried about, but it may require something of you that you may not be able to provide long term. So think about it very carefully. Make sure that the rules of the relationship are very, very clearly defined and everyone is on the same page. And then it could work out very well, that it's going to meet a need of yours and somebody else's. So I'm just going to pull a tarot card, King of Swords. Be honest. Be honest. Yeah. Evaluate this situation based on logic, not on heart. So that's what I've got for you. But good.
And then my follow-up, death again. Boy, we're getting this one a lot. Which is, again, as you say, not a scary card. Sometimes looks scary, sometimes feels scary, which it's changed. Something big is about to change. And it's inviting you, and again, to go back to it, maybe happening faster than you want. Maybe it has to, as you're Marina urge to sort of like slow down if you can. But there is something coming. Something is going to shift. Something's going to change, and it may feel scary and it may feel like a lot, but it's going to be good ultimately. It's just sometimes transitions are bumpy. Sometimes they happen faster than we would wish. Again, that King of Swords, see things clearly. If you can, and the king is sometimes, don't get clouded up by feelings, don't get clouded up by passions, by how something's going to get done. Just be able to use that sword, cut through the BS, and see things clearly, and change is coming. So
absolutely good thing.
Man, I love it that towards the end of the year here, we've gotten so many messages of change. Particularly,
Yes,
we've talked about that 2025, a bit of a humpy year, we're all ready collectively for some changes. And so I'm glad to see that the cards reflected that.
absolutely. Absolutely. Okie dokie. Well, thank you, all of you, for spending part of your afternoon with us. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I do have Blaine's information listed in the description of the video. So yeah, make sure that you go over, subscribe to his channel, go over to his website, check out what he's got on offer. Sign up for his
subscribe to the newsletter. There'll be one coming out this week. I put in some good stuff there.
I was just going to say, make sure that you subscribe to the newsletter, because I've heard some really great things about that. And it's full of all kinds of different information and fabulous. So yes, absolutely. Definitely need to do that. So I will see you guys again at 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, when I'll be doing Mondays with Marina. And did have a show scheduled for 7 p.m. tonight, but Allie is not going to be able to join me. And I think that I'm going to take the opportunity to have an early day. So there. All right. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much, Blaine. I hope you have a wonderful holiday season, and we'll do this again.
My dear, absolutely. We will absolutely have a wonderful one. Everyone out there, thank you for joining us. Happy holidays, whichever ones you celebrate. We're just happy that you celebrated part of today with us. This was fun.
Absolutely. All right. Take care, all. Bye.